Okay, in this video, I am going to go over the week 8 R&P Chunk 2 number 1. This is the road trip question. Your problems are going to be, or your numbers are going to be slightly different in your problem. So let's just go over some ideas of how we might think about this. So it says Gary and Cheryl are discussing driving to visit some relatives who live 190 miles per away. Gary suggests that it would be better to rent a car, and Cheryl points out that when you're paying the rental fee on top of, then you're paying the rental fee on top of gas. Gary says, but wait, you have to consider the other maintenance on the car. Using it for a long drive changes when you have to do bigger maintenance items. Using the information below, calculate the total cost of these two driving their own car on the road trip. Okay, so we have the cost for the gas, the length of the trip, and the gas mileage. And then there's also maintenance to consider. So how much does it cost for the oil and fluid changes, the tires, and the repairs, $300 per year after driving 15,000 miles. The total cost of driving your car for the road trip. So the first thing I might do here is think about how much is the gas going to cost? So for the gas, we know that we're going, well, I could round this because we're just estimating. So I prefer to use 200 miles. So for every 27 miles, I need to buy 1 gallon of gas. So if this is one way, so if I'm going to go 2 ways, I could double that. So I have 200 times 2 gives us 400 miles. And then how many gallons of gas will I need? Well, if I take the 400 miles and I divide it by 27 miles, oops, I meant to write miles per gallon, how many gallons of gas will I need? Well, let me get out my calculator for this. Oh, look at my fancy calculator. So pink calculator, 400. I could have just done the 190, but I'm just going to do 400 divided by 27 gives me 14.8. So I'm going to use approximately, this would be 15 gallons of gas that I need. So 15 gallons of gas times the 2.7 per gallon is how much money. So if I have 15 gallons and I'm going to times that by 270 per gallon, then how much money do I get? So that, I'm going to just do 15, round it off. 15 times 2.7 equals $40.50 in gas. So that's how much my gas will cost. What about the maintenance? So if we go to the oil and fluid changes, I have $34 for 3,000 miles. So there's lots of ways I can handle this, but I could say, well, $34 divided by the 3,000 miles means that I'm going to spend, oops, I didn't mean that to be in here. Let me add a page here. This is in the wrong section of my notebook. Add a page. Okay, so if I want to, if I take for the maintenance, if I take the $34 and if I divide it by 3,000 miles, then I'm basically paying a penny, if I round that off, a penny per mile. And if I do that with all of these things, the tires, $470 for 50,000 miles, So the tires are $470 for 50,000 miles. How much does that equal? 470 divided by 50,000. That is also, if I round it off, it's about a penny per mile. And then I have the repairs, $300 for 15,000 miles. So $300 for 15,000 miles. Hey, the cat's eating the plant. Get away from that. So 300 divided by 15,000 gives me 2 cents per mile. So these are all just unit rates. If I add these all together, I get, for all of my maintenance, that's 4 cents per mile. Oops. If I total that all up. So I'm driving 400 miles, so 4 cents, 0.4 times 400 miles gives me $16. So for the whole trip, all the maintenance for the trip would be 400 miles, oops, times the 0.04 gives me $16. So my gas of $40. Stop it, this cat is really acting up. Stop it, scratching things, don't do that. For $40.50 plus the $16 gives me $56.50 for using the car. And this will, since we're estimating, it will allow you a little leeway. But hopefully that makes sense. And let me just make sure I've considered all of the factors. So we're thinking about gas, the length of the trip, the gas mileage, and the maintenance. And those are all the maintenance costs. So should be around $56.50. And like I said, because I estimated that might be slightly a little bit higher or lower depending on if you round those numbers or not. All right, hopefully that helps.